This week, Intel details their upcoming Kaby Lake CPUs, Intel's Broadwell-E CPU info gets leaked, AMD grabs a little market share from Nvidia, and more. I'm David Wolf with TechPowerUp News. Intel's Kaby Lake is throwing a wrench in the traditional tick-tock cycle. Rather than moving on to a smaller die process, Intel has decided to introduce a third microarchitecture based on the 14nm process after Skylake and Broadwell. The new CPU will be built on LGA 1151, bringing with it the new 200 series chipset while hopefully continuing to be compatible with current 100 series motherboards with just a firmware update. This new iteration, again, unfortunately is not expected to make huge changes as far as CPU performance goes. Intel's focus continues to be on the CPU's IGP performance, adding support for lots of tasty tech like 5K displays, 10-bit HEVC, which can now process images broken down into larger pieces than before, allowing for much more efficient video compression. The chips will also support VP9 hardware acceleration, Thunderbolt 3, and Intel Optane, which is 3D X-Point memory, which sounds really freaking cool. I can't wait for that to come out. And for those looking for something with a few more cores in their chips, say 10, Intel is planning to release their Core i7 Broadwell-E line in Q2 2016. This lineup will include Intel's first 10-core processor aimed at consumers, along with a 10-core and an 8-core, all designed for the existing LGA 2011 V3 socket. That 10-core CPU also may be around $1,000, so I'm not buying it. If you're a big AMD person, hopefully you haven't purchased your R9 Fury graphics card yet. With the R9 Fury graphics card, AMD will be bundling Electronic Arts' new Star Wars Battlefront game. Each card will come with a voucher that is redeemable on AMD's website for an origin key, so you can download the game, hate it, and leave an angry review. Oh, by the way, the Radeon 380X is available now, actually available. You can buy it on Newegg pretty cheap, or other places. See? It's real. It's not Bigfoot. Clear photo. People aren't going to review Bigfoot. He's not going to put up with that crap. You might as well give up any hope for multi-GPU support. In Batman Arkham Knight, Rocksteady Studios just recently suggested that implementing support for multiple GPUs is just too risky, potentially opening up the door for lots of new bugs. Rocksteady Studios stated that even the best case estimates for performance improvements turned out to be relatively small, given the high risk of creating new issues for all players. As a result, we've had to make the difficult decision to stop work on further multi-GPU support. Let's be honest, it's probably for the best they aren't going to do it, as their track record with bug fixing is, well, crappy. Finally, some good news about how AMD is doing. AMD experienced some growth in market share in Q3 2015, taking a little away from Nvidia, with the overall add-in board market showing 27.6% from the previous quarter. AMD's share of the market went up to 18.8% from 18% the previous quarter. I guess the good feelings kind of stop there once you take a little deeper of a look into the numbers. AMD's market share just last year was 28.4%, while overall add-in board shipments fell 3.9%, meaning from last year, AMD is a smaller share of a market that shrunk, which is really scary. It's good to see some growth between quarters, but with recent reports of AMD continuing to hemorrhage money and the company itself being worth maybe a quarter of what AMD paid for ATI back in 2006, this news is kind of like sprinkles on a huge dump. That's all the news I have for this week, but there's more every week, so stick around. Also, make sure to check out our website and you'll find lots of great articles on stuff I talked about today and other stuff, like Asus announcing their N552 and N752 laptops, Sapphire unveils Tri-XX with Fiji voltage control and HBM overclocking, Nvidia details Pascal some more at GTC Japan, and more. I understand with just a few minutes of news you can't get all the info that you need, or you might have a question. Why don't you head on over to our forums and ask us that question? There's plenty of people around to help you out. Did you watch this video and think, hey, I wanted game news? Have I got the channel for you? Check out our sister channel, Next Power Up. They've got awesome game reviews and weekly gaming news. Clicky, clicky.